Okay, now for our main course, which is a fantastic grape roasted chicken. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to take some grapes and we're going to just layer them into the base of our oven dish like that. And then I am going to put my oven dish here so I can use my chopping board and create the basis or the vegetables that I'm going to, have as a sponge for all the juices that come off the chicken. And for that, I have this fantastic sweet potato here, which I've just peeled or scraped and washed. And I'm going to cut it into circular chips, but I'm not going to cut it very, very thick. So just about 1/2 inch round circular chips. All right. Just going to take these and pop them into my oven dish. Next, I have some fantastic red cabbage, again in season and glorious at this time of year. Just slice that up and I'm going to layer it around the side, like so. So it becomes the wall or the moat around the chicken. It's very important that you think about the construction of how you want to cook. That's also part of, the art of cookery. Next, I'm going to slice up some lovely ginger, which I've not taken the skin off as such. The skin on will release a somewhat lemony flavor, which will sort of cut through the bitterness of ginger if we were to peel it and take it away. So try to keep the skin on because your ginger will not become bitter. Again, slice through. And in they go. Now these will be placed around the side on top of the fantastic red cabbage. Next step, 1/2 teaspoon of salt onto the base. Make sure it's evenly sprinkled out. 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes. Again, these I'm keeping more on the cabbage. 1/2 teaspoon of coriander. This I'm keeping for the sweet potatoes. So majority in the center. Our vegetables have been spiced up. Next, we're going to take this lovely bird. I got the chicken with the skin on because I think that this will roast beautifully in the oven and it'll release a lot of its own fat and juices, so I'll have to use very little oil. But what I am going to do is I'm going to score the back of the chicken like so. Taking my knife all the way through to the bone. Why? Because I want the juices to come out and intermingle. And I want the marrow within the bones, and especially the backbone, to come out and intermingle. And of course, this will look utterly beautiful when I turn it over. But I'm not scoring the rest of the chicken because I want to keep the skin intact. Now, I'm just going to take a little salt and rub it in to the skin. About 2 pinches all around. Use my hands. Just make sure it's evenly salted. Next, I'm going to take some grapes and fill them into the cavity of the chicken. Like so. Just a handful. Next, some fantastic pomegranate, just to give color and a lot of sourness and tanginess in the center. Right, so my grapes and pomegranates are in the cavity. Next, I'm going to close the cavity up with artichokes. Now these are from a can because you don't necessarily get artichokes fresh around here, but doesn't matter, they do the trick and you're not using so many of them. They're just to give a difference of flavor. So, a couple of artichokes into the cavity as well. This is about 3. Well, our bird is almost ready for cooking. All I'm going to do is place it into the center of my dish. I'm going to pour on some lovely balsamic vinegar. It's about 3.5 tablespoons onto the chicken. Make sure it's well, glistening with this lovely vinegar. And then sprinkle on a large pinch of red chili flakes, 1 large pinch of coriander powder, and just an extra pinch of salt to make sure I get that crust working beautifully. Next, all I have to do is pop this in the oven. Right, so our chicken went into a preheated oven at 180 degrees and it's going to be in there for about 30 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to cover it with some foil so it doesn't dry up completely, but you only do that halfway through. And I'm going to add a dash of lemon because I think that that'll help the juices sort of secrete out of the bird and intermingle and fuse with all the vets. But now it's time to get started on the appetizer, which is a fantastic fusion salad.